Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to teach you how to read stocks for dummies. No, I didn't mean to call you that, but this is what people are searching for. And you know, boy loves his SEO. But no offense, this is meant for beginners. And I'm going to walk you through how to use a site called FINVIZ, an amazing tool for stock analysis. So today we'll be looking at Nvidia, once again for SEO, one of the top tech giants. First, head over to finviz.com. FINVIZ is one of the most powerful yet free stock screeners out there. You can see stocks, visual data, and research, and all other kinds of metrics. Once you're there, at the top right, you'll find the search bar. Let's type in Nvidia, which is Nvidia's ticker symbol. A ticker symbol is basically a unique identifier for publicly traded stock, and every company has one. And voila, you're brought to a page with a wealth of information. Now, this may look overwhelming at first, but trust me, by the end of this video, you'll know how to read it like a pro. This is the overview page for Nvidia, so let's break it down step by step. Right off the bat, you'll see that Nvidia is currently trading at $133. Literally always moves, but at the moment, this is a real-time price, so it's constantly updating during market hours. Now, you also notice several performance indicators. For instance, over the past week, Nvidia's stock price have gone up, as it always does. And for the past month, it's up a whopping 28% or so. It's literally moving as I'm looking at it right now. So if you're tracking how a stock has been doing, these are the sections to focus on. Think of it like a stocks report card for using different time frames. We have weeks, months, quarters, half years, and even year to date. Nvidia's year to date performance is an impressive and insane 157.91%. She's more than that now. That's a huge gain, making it a high growth stock. So what does this all mean? So when we talk about market cap or market capitalization, it lets you know the total value of a company based on its stock price. It's calculated by multiplying the stock price by the total number of shares outstanding. A larger market cap means a larger company. Nvidia, for example, is a mega cap stock, meaning it's one of the largest in the world. It's essentially bigger than a lot of countries' economies. Something interesting that you might want to know is that the US market cap accounts for like 60% of the global market cap. And Nvidia alone is bigger than most countries' economies. Step 4. Understanding PE ratio. Is Nvidia overpriced? Now this is where things get a little bit interesting. So we check out the PE ratio here, which stands for price to earnings ratio. For Nvidia, the PE ratio is 59.97. Sounds high, right? But what does that mean? A high PE ratio can mean a stock is overvalued, but for tech companies and high growth stocks like Nvidia, a higher PE is pretty normal. We have to compare it to the industry average. Nvidia's growth story is incredible. It's been rapidly expanding in AI, gaming, and data centers.
AI,
which justifies this high valuation. Investors are betting on its future growth, and a high PE reflects the optimism. We call this forward PE, forward price to earnings. Step 5. Earnings per share and growth. Let's talk about EPS, which stands for earnings per share. Nvidia's EPS is 2.13 for the trailing 12 months, or TTM if you want to call it that. Think of EPS as the company's profit per share. The higher the EPS, the more profitable a company is. For Nvidia, this number has been shooting up recently, as always, with its EPS year-on-year growth at a whopping 415.32%. Dude, the numbers are getting too long and big. But this means Nvidia is earning over 4 times more per share than it did last year. If you see a company's EPS growing fast, it's a good sign that it's expanding and becoming more profitable. Now, just as important, step 6, sales growth and profit margins. Nvidia's sales year-on-year or year-over-year sales growth is at 194.69%, which is staggering just by how long it is. But it also means that the company is making nearly twice the revenue it made last year. You know, another one, year-on-year growth. But it's not just about how much money they make, it's also about how efficiently they can do it. That's where profit margin comes in. Nvidia's profit margin is sitting at 55.04%, meaning more than half of its revenue is pure, unadulterated profit. Step 7. Insider and institutional ownership. Ownership is another key thing to check. Nvidia has an inside ownership of 3.98%. This means company executives or people directly connected to the business only own a small portion of the stock. However, institutional investors like mutual funds, hedge funds, and pension funds own 65.61% of Nvidia. This is actually huge because institutional investors are considered smart money and they don't throw their cash around without careful consideration. If big players are confident in Nvidia, that's a positive sign, but it also means they can dump on you, and they are just smarter than retail. So you might be sheeps walking into the slaughter, or you might be smart if you're playing in a long-term play. Step 8, as the TikTokers like to call it, we're about to make that passive income in the form of dividends. Alright, now on to dividends. Nvidia does pay a small dividend. You'll see here that the dividend yield is 0.08%, which is very low, and it's the smallest number I've said so far on this. But it's important to note that Nvidia is a growth stock. Many growth companies reinvest their earnings into the business instead of paying high dividends. So if you're holding Nvidia for long-term gain, don't expect much in the way of dividends. But that's okay because the stock market and the stock price, is just roaring and soaring every day like it is. So far. Step 9. Volatility and Beta. Is Nvidia risky? Now let's look at something for managing risks. Volatility and Beta. When I say beta, I'm not talking about like the boy that can't get any girls. But Nvidia's beta is 1.67, which means it's more volatile than the overall market. A beta of 1 means the stock moves with the market. Anything higher like Nvidia's 1.67 means it's likely to experience bigger price swings. Volatility is the degree of variation in a stock's trading price. For Nvidia, volatility is around 3.99%, meaning the stock can swing up or down by roughly that amount over a given period. If you're investing in a stock like Nvidia, be prepared for some ups and downs. I recommend you close your eyes or go to sleep. But over the long term, it should be fine. Step 10. Analyst ratings and price target. Finally, we got to think about price targets. How far is this thing going to run? Nvidia has a strong 1.29 rating, which means most analysts are bullish, recommending it as a buy. Price targets are, of course, also very important. You can see here that the price target is $149.54, which is only slightly higher than its current price of $130 or so. This means analysts believe the stock still has room to grow, but the risk might not be worth the reward. The juice might not be worth the squeeze. But no risk, no worry. I'm contradicting myself. Keep in mind though that price targets are predictions. These aren't guarantees. Step 11. Charts and trends. How to read stock movements. Now let's look at the stock chart. Charts give us a visual understanding of how the stock has performed over time. You can adjust the time frames here from 1 day, 5 days, or even up to a year, or 1 minute if you're feeling a bit like spicy. Technical analysis to men is kind of like astrology for girls. I don't really believe in that. Nvidia has shown impressive growth, however, over the past year, with an increase of 157.91%. You can see these upward trends in the chart, which indicates a strong bullish market sentiment. Notice how the price movement isn't just a straight line, more like a rocket ship up. But you'll actually see some pullbacks and dips along the way, albeit small. This is completely normal in stock trading. The key is to understand that these fluctuations are often influenced by market conditions, news events, earnings reports, and broader economic indicators. Take a moment to familiarize yourself with the different chart types you can see here. We have line charts, candlestick charts, bar charts, point and figure charts. Each gives you different insights. For example, candlestick charts, which I'll elaborate more deeper in a later video, shows you the opening, closing, high and low price over a certain period or candle, which can provide more context than a simple line chart. Step 12. Earnings date and how to time your trades. Another crucial aspect to consider is earnings. For Nvidia, the last big earnings report was on August 28. Earnings reports can create significant volatility in stock prices. For instance, after Nvidia's latest report, the company's quarterly forecast failed to meet the lofty expectations set by investors who have been betting heavily on the future of generative AI. Following the announcement, shares of Nvidia fell 6% in after-hours trading. This reaction also weighs on shares of other chip makers, indicating how interconnected this whole tech sector can be. Despite steady growth and impressive profits, the results were treated as mixed, marking a potential day of reckoning for the sector. This is why many traders watch earnings dates closely to time their trades. Positive earnings can lead to significant price spikes, while disappointing results can cause sharp declines. Understanding this volatility can help you make more informed investing decisions. However, you gotta also understand that for this kind of economic data or news dates, it's normally a sell the news event because insiders would already know. They probably know. People like Nancy Pelosi would probably know whether it's a good earnings or not if she's invested in it because she's literally the most goated investor of all time. But aside from that, step 13. Economic indicators and market trends. Now that you're familiar with reading stock data on FINVIZ, let's step back for a moment. Understanding stock moves don't happen in isolation. You also need to keep an eye on broader economic indicators. So when considering economic indicators, we have unemployment rate, inflation, and consumer spending. These factors can heavily influence market condition. If inflation is high, for example, consumers may spend less, which can affect companies' earnings and stock prices. Additionally, monitor interest rates set by the Federal Reserve, because rising interest rates can lead to higher borrowing costs for companies, impacting their growth prospects and ultimately stock performance. But as always, take all this economic data with a pinch of salt. Some might say the Feds are doctoring the data. Others might say all these projections are depend on what kind of time frame you're looking at, their interest rate changes or inflation. But everything depends on how they shift the goalposts, I have to remind you. Step 14. Keeping up with news and updates. Another essential part of investing is staying informed. News can impact stock prices in real time. Make it a habit to check financial news outlets regularly for updates on Nvidia and the tech sector. Or subscribe to my Telegram channel in the link in bio below. It's free. Major news about partnerships, product launches, or regulatory changes can significantly affect stock performance. I also like to do this thing called social listening. I like to use sites like X or Reddit, not those kind of brain rot sites, but they can also provide real-time updates and community insights, just to see on-the-ground sentiments. But remember to verify any claims you see online. Step 15. Creating a personal watch list. Lastly, as you start your investment journey, consider creating a personal watch list of stocks that you're interested in. You can add Nvidia or any other company you're interested or curious about. This way, you can easily track their performance and get updates without having to search for each one of them individually and manually. So there you have it. A comprehensive overview of how to read stock data on FINVIZ using Nvidia as our example. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope this video breaks down some of the stock market jargon and makes it easier for you to get started. Understanding stocks can feel overwhelming at first, but with patience and practice, or by signing up to my Telegram channel or checking out my website for my courses, you'll become more confident in your investing decision. As always, use our link below to open a brokerage account and start your investment journey today. See you guys next time. Bye.